Magazines have been saying around the world, and we have our Florence Villeneuve with us here on the set. Hi, Flo.
Jeannie.
All right, let's start with Courier International, which is focusing on the end of campaigning for the presidential election in Algeria.
That's right. Courier International says it's one of the most surprising election campaigns of the 21st century. You have President Abdelaziz Bouteflika, who's running for a fourth term, and yet he hasn't made any public appearances or speeches. It's incredible, says Courrier International. And they publish a lot of media coming out of Algeria that's been quite critical of Bouteflika's ghost-like candidacy. And you just saw the cover there. It says, Bouteflika, enough. And it points out that even though the result of this election, a lot of people say, is pretty much a foregone conclusion, a lot of people are surprised by the outrage that's been coming out of Algeria. And in fact, Courrier International quotes a journalist and author, Kamal Daoud. He says, I'll vote if Bouteflika speaks to me, looking at me in the eye without any special effects or statements read in his name. I'll vote for Bouteflika if he can explain to me why he's promising to do in 5 years sitting down what he hasn't managed to do in 15 years standing up when he was younger and in better health. And finally, I'll vote Bouteflika, but only if he doesn't vote for me.
All right, Jeune Afrique now is focusing on the commemorations, the 20th anniversary commemorations of the genocide in Rwanda, which were actually marked by this escalation in tensions between France and Rwanda to the point where French officials weren't even at the ceremony.
That's right. Jeune Afrique actually interviews the president, Paul Kagame, an exclusive interview this week. He says that France participated in the genocide. France was implicated in Rwanda before and during the genocide, and he says maybe even after. He goes on to say in this interview that France and Belgium played a damaging role in his country's history and contributed to the emergence of this genocidal ideology. And once again, he lashes out against France, especially the justice system. He says it's too slow in bringing the perpetrators of genocide to justice, and according to him, this is proof of France's lack of bad faith.
All right, Flo, coming back here to France and French politics, a lot of the weekly magazines were focusing on the new government reshuffle and France's new Prime Minister, Manuel Valls.
That's right. Let's take a look at Le Point, the conservative magazine. It says, quick, we're sinking. According to Le Point, this spring cleaning is supposed to signal a new era, a turning point in Hollande's presidency. Manuel Valls is supposed to embody this change, but Le Point says it's actually just more of the same. This supposed change is actually just a distraction that's masking the fact that there isn't that much change. Hollande still hasn't chosen between the economic realities facing the country and pleasing the delirious left, says Le Point. And it's time to choose, says Le Point, because as it says on the front page, well, we're sinking.
All right, Easter is around the corner, and L'Express is actually focusing on something completely different.
That's right. The unknown life of Jesus Christ. That's on the front page of L'Express. It wonders, has the story of the Messiah that's told in the Bible, the Son of God crucified on the cross, has all this just overshadowed the life of Jesus of Nazareth and his political struggle? Now, this isn't a new theory, so why is L'Express talking about it? A book called Zealot, The Life and Times of Jesus of Nazareth by Iranian-American religious scholar Reza Aslan. Bestseller in the United States, and it's coming out in France. So that's why L'Express is talking about that today. And it actually publishes some extracts of this book, which has been quite controversial in the U.S., it must be noted. Now, from baby Jesus to baby George, that's on the front page of Paris Match this week, the royal baby and his mother there. Now, just 8 months old, and he's already on an official trip to the Commonwealth, says Paris Match, even before he can walk.
Okay, just to wrap up, Flo, Rolling Stone magazine is in the spotlight over its cover. Why?
That's right. Well, let's take a look at the cover. You can see the actress Julia Louis-Dreyfus. She's on the front page there in her birthday suit. She has the U.S. Constitution tattooed on her back. Now, you might know Julia Louis-Dreyfus. She plays the role of a vice president, a fictional vice president in the comedy show Veep. So that's why she's on the front page here. But this front page is getting a lot of attention because if you look at the bottom of the tattoo, you can see the signature John Hancock. And actually, John Hancock is a word that people use for a signature. But a lot of people have pointed out he didn't actually sign the Constitution. He signed the Declaration of Independence. So a lot of people are wondering, was this done on purpose? Because in the show Veep, Dreyfus plays kind of a bumbling vice president. So this is typically the kind of thing that she would do on that show. But the publisher of Rolling Stone magazine has come out with a very funny response to all this in a tweet. This is Wenner Media. They say that the Declaration of Independence is actually on the other side, but we couldn't show all the signatures. And Julia Louis-Dreyfus has also tweeted about this. She channeled Toronto Mayor Rob Ford. She said, "In my defense, I was in a drunken stupor, hashtag crack excuse." But anyway, it's a fake tattoo, so it's not that big a deal.
Oh, kids, don't do that at home. Thank you so much, Florence Villeminot, for that look at the weekly news magazines. Thanks to all of you for watching France 24. Time now for sports.
Defending